about people like Elon Musk, though, and I think about how, like, he has so much capital. Did you see that he bought Bugatti?
Did he?
Yeah, like, it's so crazy. Like, I'm looking at this thing.
I did see that. I didn't know it was real.
Exactly. I'm watching this thing on Pro's thing, and I'm like, this cannot be. So Pro's has this little TikTok clip that's like junk food for the brain, right? That's like Andrew Tate versus Elon Musk. And I'm watching it go back and forth, and I see that he says he bought that company, and I said, no way. I look it up, and he owns Bugatti.
That is so fire. Shouts out to Elon, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy to me. I think when you have that much cash, and I'm like, you didn't spite buy it, did you? Did it just like fall in your lap in this way where you get to burn him? Or did you buy the company so you could burn him? Like, it's so crazy to me. It's wild.
He's the ultimate. Well, you'll have to bleep that.
I will.
It'll sound better bleeping anyways. I'm going to do it again. You money. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
He's the ultimate guy to do it.
He does. More capital.
He does it all the time. He bought Twitter.
Right.
44 billion or whatever it was. 47 billion. I don't remember what they settled on because it changed a little bit there at the end.
Released the files.
Brought a kitchen sink with him to the signing.
And he's just flagrant all over that place all the time, dude.
Then fired 75% of the employees.
I know, man. It's crazy. Shouts out to Flagrant, by the way. Flagrant 2. Shouts out to Flagrant 2. I think you guys are boss, and if we could ever connect, I would connect. You know, shouts out. Letting you know that. Andrew Schultz, Akash, fire comedians. Shouts out. But, oh, it's so crazy, dude. So, I can't remember what the name of the rapper is. I feel like I should have looked this up, but I didn't even tell you this, though. Like, so, like, there's this thotty girl, bro. And she's got photos with, like, Crispy Life Kid, like, Cash Kid, all those people, right? All those rappers.
Okay.
So, like, she gets off work, right? And I was like, yo, you come over and hang out with me. Because I'm like, all right, like, I've been single for so long. I haven't really had no girl. I was like, I'll smash on this. And she's a big girl. You know what I mean? She's like she's a hashtag BBW, if you will. You know? Definitely not in the wheelhouse of a girl that I've dated before, though. That's another thing. Like, she wasn't that. So I pick her up, I get her or whatever, and she proceeds to drink alcohol, which also, you know, I don't do. But I have a nice little collection of alcohol, you know?
Yes, I know.
Right. So she, you know, I'm making shots, bartending. If I don't feel a girl, though, I also will take, or any human, I'll take, like, this weird perspective that's like a God perspective where I'm just like, all right, well, I guess I'll just enjoy being around this thing, you know? And I'm not saying she's a thing. But I did want to bring it up because, like, she told me this wild story, dude, where she was like, when I was 19, this rapper, and I think it's the rapper that did Ride Around with That Nina. Do you remember that song?
I definitely remember that song.
Ride Around with That Nina. With that Nina.
Who did that song?
I forget. But, bro, listen to the story. So she says that she found his Snapchat on this old website thing that was like famousrappersnapchat.com. I don't know, right? Something, right? She found it. Starts talking to him. He's like, you should come out to Atlanta, blah, 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 blah. Gets her a bus ticket to come to Atlanta. She convinces her mom to take her there. She arrives, dude. She thinks he's going to be there. She thinks he's going to, you know what I mean? Like, ride around with that Nina. There's just a woman there, but in a very nice vehicle. Very beautiful girl, done up, around her age, right? So then she takes her back to a Red Roof Inn. Long story short, though, this girl proceeds to tell me that she was sex trafficked by this rapper, bro.
Wow.
By this rapper, dude.
Wow. Did not see that coming.
And she's sipping, right? So she's drinking and getting more, you know, sloshed up or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. And then she proceeds, she's like, you don't believe me. Nobody bleeping believe me. She's kind of ghetto, too. Right? And also, at this time, I've already showed her my exes. She's like, you don't believe me, and you only bleep with them college bleep girls. And I'm like, oh, God, dude. But also, I'm observing, so I'm not lying either. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I do. Like, got it right. Okay. I was like, you're still cool though. You know, I'm like enjoying this and whatever. And then she proceeds to pull it up, bro. It was, dude, this rapper is in prison right now for 13 counts of rape.
Oh my God.
And it included, I think, 3 counts of sodomy.
Oh my God.
Specific sodomite.
Insane.
It's insane. The whole story was true, bro. She proceeds to drink, dude. And she proceeds to tell more stories about more rappers, bro. So it's weird. It's like, I feel like I met an individual. So there must be these girls that just attach themselves to rappers. Is that something that happens, bro?
I think they attach themselves to all celebrities.
All celebrities.
Yeah.
Okay. But she seemed to only do the rappers.
Well, yeah, that's for her.
She's in the rapper
niche. Like someone else, might be feeling Leonardo DiCaprio or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like you might have to be kind of maybe born a little physically different to be going for Leonardo DiCaprio.
You do. That's what I'm saying. But that's an even tighter niche, right?
That's teeny tight, dude.
And under 25.
Yeah, and she was 26. So she proceeds to tell me more stories about more rappers. She goes into Crispy like kid. But I'm not gonna say that one though, because there was no proof. And I think I could be sued for defamation.
Yep, so hold that one back.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold that one back, Cash Kids back. But what I am going to say though is that she definitely said that she just like slept with all of them though. It's quite funny. It was quite funny.
But you knew that from the beginning.
Right. I did know that. Yeah. Well, I thought in my head, why are they with you? What are you bringing to the table?
That's crazy, though.
You know what I mean? So it's an interesting scenario, bro. Yeah.
It's amazing how many crazy things happen just like in everyday life.
I mean,
like the people you run into.
It was wild, bro. Because I asked her, because she was saying all these rappers she knew. I was like, are they legit, though? That's all I wanted to know. And that's when she broke into that story. Because she was basically trying to tell me, no, they're not legit. Even ones that make songs that are top charters, like Ride Round with That Nina, are still getting money off selling women. What's that about, dude?
Because they ain't getting no money from their label.
Exactly. But think about that. You're a _1 top charter.
But then at the same time, Young Thug,
I don't know what that.
He had money.
So what's that about?
Just getting it in, man.
Just a thug.
Yeah.
Just a young thug.
Or like John Morant in basketball right now. He was just wilding out.
I'm not a big John Morant fan. I am basketball-wise because you showed me all his wild shots. But I'm saying, he came from private school and stuff. His dad raised him nice.
I was just saying, like, he did a bunch of wild shit.
But he's not from there.
Doesn't matter.
I don't like that. It does matter to me. It definitely matters. Yeah, like if you're a Kodak Black, I excuse a lot of your behavior because of your education level, your environment, and it makes a lot of sense why some of those choices you made.
No, there's no excuse.
Well, I think that even a psychologist would probably say there makes a lot more sense why someone like that does that.
That is true.
Rather than the private school kid. Like his dad raised him well.
But actually, I would say, but then at the same time, if you gave somebody at 20 years old $30 million, psychologically, they might be just as likely, if not more, to do something wild and stupid.
Isn't he 23 though?
Now.
Yeah.
He's been making money for a minute.
But he's only been doing this wilding out for 1 year, right?
Yeah, he just got entered into it sounds like a substance abuse place.
Oh, so he's getting dubbed.
Probably.
I saw him on Twitter half naked. He was half naked with a fully naked girl. And is he married?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, just the daughter?
Yeah, he's just got.
My man, then he could be in there. Do what you want, bro.
He just had a pistol.
I don't like. Only because he's not about that life. Wait, was it a legal pistol?
Yeah, it was his pistol.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, well, that's all. That's all that happened. That's what I'm with. I'm like, just like whatever.
Did not know.
What? Like a person that's not from the hood can't have a gun? When you've been to Texas?
No. If it's a legal gun,
yeah, it's just legal gun.
Well, brandishing is, but he wasn't brandishing at a person. It was for the video.
You could just. I don't even think he was flashing it. It was he wasn't wearing a shirt and it's tucked in.
Oh, I thought he had it in the camera. Like I picture like a Chief Keef video.
No,
You know what
I don't
mean?
think that's what happened. You could see it.
I don't know.
The controversy is how did he get it there? Because he wasn't
Actually,
at
I think
home.
I saw the video on Twitter. He does. It's like it's not brandishing because he's doing it in a camera. Brandishing is like if
At
I want to
someone.
intimidate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fine. It's just kind of dumb. But he's young.
Yeah, he's young and
That's
he's
fine.
worth millions and millions of dollars.
Now I know he punched a 17-year-old.
Didn't punch a 17-year-old.
No.
Supposedly he threw a ball at them.
Oh. Okay.
The kid said he hit him a bunch of times. But
Yeah, 17 times, bro.
But there's nobody that corroborated that,
No corroborating evidence.
and everybody else said he threw the ball.
He didn't settle out
But-
of court and pay him.
I don't think anything happened. There was nothing that they could prove happened.
Okay.
So I'm assuming the kid probably looks fine.
Okay.
Probably he beat the crap out of me and he's just standing there normal.
Man, he should have went in the bathroom, started giving himself a couple 1-2s, huh?
And then he did something else too.
What?
There's some incident at the mall. His mom had some incident. He showed up.
Oh, to protect his mama.
Yep.
I mean,
That's what I'm saying. They're all
yeah, I'm not against any of those so far, really.
That's,
I guess I got to see what happened with the 17-year-old.
Yeah, that's the one that's the most unclear.
To me, you're giving him kind of a sweetheart deal. Sounds kind of like you're a little bit on his side.
Well, I just don't know. Whenever there's allegations against the celebrity, I'm always like, I know it's got to be Trump. Like, there's probably some truth to it, but it's got to be trumped up
I just realized I yelled too much.
because of the power that you may be able to get out of this individual because they're high status.
It could be trumped up.
You know what I'm saying? Like if Elon Musk punched me.
Musk. But
Yeah. If Elon Musk punched me, like, bro, I'm acting like he destroyed me, bro, because I need some cash.
You're like LeBron James when he gets fouled.
Exactly. I have to, man. I'm like, man, he'll at least settle for like a lot of money to me. That's nothing to him.
That's true.
So I always try to take that into consideration. I'm like, they're famous people, and people be doing wild stuff trying to get that money.
It's interesting, though. I know me personally, if Elon Musk punched me, I would be only asking for the appropriate amount of money for my physical pain and suffering and the mental anguish I went through from the physical assault.
Me too.
I mean, that's not what you just said earlier. And now that you said it like that, I'm literally going to make it in editing, go rewind, show you, say the thing, and then you go,
What did
me
I
too.
say?
I don't remember. I got to roll the tape back. But I know it was the opposite of what I said.
I said he'd give me what is considered
You're
a lot of
listen,
money to
actually,
me.
I can remember, you said, listen. He said, if Elon, you said,
I said, I'm
you said if
trumping up the
Elon Musk
injury.
punches me in the mouth, if Elon Musk gives me a knock to the
because
sandwich.
I want to get the money.
Exactly.
I think I said, but you said you're gonna get what you think you deserve.
I said what is fairly deserved
What
from the
you-
mental
what you
anguish,
think.
what the lawyers decide is what happened that day.
Exactly. That's what I'm gonna do too. You see what I'm
said
saying?
You were gonna trump it up, dude. I think you even
Because
said
I
the
need a
word
good
trump
case
it
in
up.
court.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Have you ever
dude.
bartered with someone? You know what I'm saying?
Ah.
You come in and you lowball them. Because you know you're not going to end up there. You know what I'm saying? So in this situation, I'm the seller, so I got to start high because I know they're going to bring me down.
In a court of law, I definitely don't think that you are supposed to be I don't think you can legally openly say that for sure. Your lawyer can't be like, it's like, Your Honor, Ozzy is coming in with a high valued decision on this. Was both his ankles broken as it says in the claim? We don't know. Was
They hurt. They hurt really bad. The doctors couldn't find it, but there's an injury there.
Did the back of his head get smashed when he hit the ground after Mr. Elon Musk hit him?
Yep.
We don't know.
Yep,
Do you
yep.
think it's gonna go dude? I'm just saying they can't. They can never do that.
They will because I'll go to the doctor.
What I'm saying is,
I'm going to get the documentation.
at the end of the day,
That's me trumping it up.
you trumping it up in any way, if it was admitted in court, they would be like, then this is thrown out. All the trumping up has to be done behind secret doors. It's got to be done behind doors.
Let me tell
into
you about
check
Trump.
marks.
2024.
Man,
Enough
dude.
said.
Oh, man, mic drop, dude. I am personally, I'm not going to speak one way or the other on him because, one day I might have a job working for Fox News. You know what I mean? Or something like that.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of another right-wing pundit.
They're the only one, really.
That's not true. The Daily Wire, right? Isn't that conservative?
Sure, yes.
Maybe I work
I
for
meant
the Daily
mainstream.
Wire. They're not mainstream, are they? They're internet mainstream.
They're trying to become mainstream.
They had movies and stuff.
Yeah, I mean they've put a lot of work in.
They are going hard. But so, yeah, I don't want to say anything negative nor positive about him just because I guess I don't know what the Republican candidate's going to be yet.
It's turning into Chat GPT over here.
Who is?
You.
Me? Dude,
Yeah.
That's so funny. That's hilarious. That's hilarious to me. Yeah, ChatGPT does know how to talk right. I do like how it talks.
Well, yeah. When you ask it a question, it's not allowed to answer. That's like the answer it gives.
It gives a really nice, well thought out answer.
It's like, unfortunately, I'm not allowed to comment on these type of political figures in this form or way. It's not in my programming.
Yeah, that's just how I feel. You know what I mean? Like it's not even about programming. It's just like, one day I might work for one of these because that's the thing.
I mean, Fox News is what?
What?
It's
right wing
program.
Oh, okay. So it might be a part of the programming that I'm willing to dish out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm saying when I go to bed at night, do I have personal opinions on Donald Trump? Yeah. Do I have personal opinions on Joe Rogan? Yeah. Do I have personal opinions on Fauci? Yeah. But what I'm telling you is that because I might work for these companies one day, I'm not going to give my full opinion on those. I might just give a little dibble and dabble. You know what I mean? Little half here, half there. And that's how I roll.
He's like, I'm going to be a politician.
Oh, dude.
That's what he just said.
Nah. Nah, man. No way. Not me. I would never be a politician. Just so you know. But I did look up yesterday, actually, that there was like 5 different people in Congress that had felonies.
Yep.
And I was thinking, man, dude, if they
a lot of
felonies,
even more misdemeanors.
a lot of misdemeanors, right?
Tons of misdemeanors.
I wonder if they started as felonies too, because I know sometimes
I'm
I've
sure they did.
that were brought down to misdemeanors, dude.
I'm sure a lot of them were.
Oh man, dude. Yeah, dude. There was this one guy. It was so funny. I forget what he was, but he got caught basically like transferring funds to the incorrect, like basically stealing money under Trump. No time. First off, for the felony, but I've done no time for a felony, so that happens. But then, like, what he was in the news for now, it was like he hasn't paid child support in 17 months. Like, someone wrote an article, just a smear article, like it just shows him looking like the most normal guy in child support situation, like that, like it's just so funny to me. But yeah. So if you have felonies, you can be in Congress.
Yeah,
that's crazy, dude. So you don't apply for Congress. Is that are those appointed positions or they're appointed positions?
Oh yeah, all those are appointed positions because I don't think you're getting in there for the most part if you got a felony otherwise.
No, I know, but
not that you can't.
Those aren't voted in, or are they voted in?
What, Congress?
Yeah,
we vote those in.
So they're not appointed.
No,
that's what I meant.
Yeah, we vote them in.
So on some type of ticket, there was someone to vote our Michigan congressman in or something.
Yeah, we go in and vote. That's what the midterms are. And the presidential one you do as well.
Huh.
Every 2 years, pretty much.
Interesting.
Yeah, every 2 years, because our representatives are every 2 years.
It's so crazy how compartmentalized our American system is, because I literally was the person who guarded those votes this year, and I don't know anything about it.
That's hilarious.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I still don't. Like, when you walk in there, is there a bunch of names? And I got to know these people?
Yes, that's exactly how it works. But it says Republican and Democrat for it's split.
So you could just do a whole list of Repubs.
You can go in, you can just like check like Republican, and it'll do the whole thing, or Democrat, or you can go individually switch, and then there'll be like third parties, certain ones on there.
Now, is there maybe like a TikTok reel where you could just see their stats real quick before you vote?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I'm sure there's stuff on the internet.
Yeah, but do you see what I'm saying?
I don't know about TikTok.
I need it in a thing, an easily accessible thing. What? I don't want to search out through the history of like Tulsi Gabbard's span of whatever, bro.
All right, so here's the thing. It's politics, so whatever media you're getting it from will determine how the article is written that will give you the stats.
I want like baseball stats.
They don't exist.
Really?
No, because everything's political. So like you could take Donald Trump's resume and you could take things he did well and you could frame them negatively and vice versa. And that's what they'll do depending on who you're listening to.
We can't just have like
They'll be like,
things.
they did this. And then like, on the other side, they'll say that's the reason he's terrible. Everything's gray. Like nothing's black and white. So like there's no way to like keep track.
Yeah, but what if we just make a few subjectives, like how many wars, not wars?
We're never technically in a war.
We've never been in a war in America ever?
Not since World War II.
Even the Afghani one?
Or no, Vietnam, since Vietnam.
What was the Afghanistan one?
That was just executive action.
Wow. For 25 years?
Or like Congress, but like Congress has to vote for war. Like they have to put a whole war, like, and they don't do that no more.
We lost that Vietnam one, though.
Yeah, we did.
Those shifty Asian people. So smart. So cunning. Wow.
I mean, what were we doing?
I don't know. We whooped butt in Afghanistan. What's up?
It was a waste, too.
It was a waste, but I'm saying...
It's just a waste.
Well, I don't know what war means, but if war's like we kill more than you kill of ours, in Afghanistan we won. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, normally war is to gain or protect something.
Well,
that's what it's supposed to be, but that's not what that was.
I mean, we gained a lot. Didn't we gain
that
a lot
was a
of
big
poppies?
failure. That was a big failure because the reason we were supposedly going over there was to stop weapons of mass destruction, which didn't exist. Like, we were lied to.
Well, bro, how can you ever show us the weapons that we stopped?
What, this was the... No, I'm saying they didn't find anything. That's documented that we did not find anything.
Well, then why didn't they bring everyone home then?
Well, because then we were there, and then it was like we were going to topple everything we built.
That we built? Or
Yeah,
that they built?
The democracy they had there. As soon as we moved out,
you're saying we didn't
the
leave
Taliban
because we were
took
like,
it.
yo, we built up this cool little spot.
We had to save the people, to save the government that we had installed.
It's really weird, though, because
That's what we do all over the place.
So was that the real reason we did it, just to install a nice little government?
That's supposedly we were always trying to enforce our democracy. But it's like, obviously, they don't want it there.
Well, actually, I hear the people like it.
No, a group of people there like it.
I mean, the population. They enjoy living American life. But the leaders hate it. They don't like that stuff.
Well, enough people are following those leaders that they can overtake them, so obviously they don't like it.
I think they just do it with
in
violence.
a majority. Well, yeah, but I'm saying the majority is the one that wins in violence.
Oh, you mean they don't like it enough if they don't hold their freedom, kind of thing, you know?
I'm saying, yeah, like the majority are rolling with the oppressors.
Yeah, I think the issue with that culture is because, like, I don't know if this is true, but they say, like, me and you think different because we were born in America. Like, we got this freedom thing.
Yeah, like they don't necessarily feel that way.
They don't. They'll just they don't want violence.
That's why what was there, what we were holding up, toppled in like 7 days.
Yeah.
It was like literally 1 week.
Because their population are taught mostly nonviolent Muslim theology. That's why they do that, is what I'm saying. It's not because they don't want, like, they want to work at Coca-Cola. They want to drive in their American car back home to their crib, bro. I'm telling you, like, I've talked to them that move here. They're like, life is nice under the American rule. But
it's a group of people feel that way.
I'm saying they're not willing to be violent to keep it, though. Like, if you give it to them, they're like, but they'll never shoot a gun for it or anything, is what I'm saying.
They don't want it enough then.
Yeah, you're breaking it down to very, like, metrics of math. Like, then that means they don't want it enough. And I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like freedom costs lives.
I think it's a cultural issue, too. Like, it's not instilled in their psyche like us.
Well, it is in a whole bunch of them because they're overtaking it. They're the majority.
You mean the people that turn it back to Muslim, like, inshallah?
Yes.
They want not the American life enough?
No.
Is what you're saying?
Yes.
Agreed. Yeah, for
saying
sure.
The majority wants their life. It's cultural, man.
They are the minority of people, though. You do know that, right? Like, it's like, picture like 2,000 war generals willing to murder
But they have troops. They have troops.
Yeah, and even majority of those troops are only there because they know this is the only way I'm not going to die. That's what you got to realize.
They're with it then.
Okay. As long as you, but I think this is what I do believe is important though. Breaking down the parameters of what those chain of people are is very important because there's people that will work for the establishment under fear. There's people that will work under the theology. There's people that do it for the money, and we should establish which groups do what.
Yeah, we have those here. It's the same groups.
Same groups, different groups.
I'm saying that we have the same groups. It's different how everything works together, but we have those same groups.
We got same groups of individuals that run power moves.
Yes.
Okay, I agree with that. It's done a little differently in America for sure.
Yeah, it's done way differently, but we have the same basic idea of how the things are exchanged.
For sure. And it's very interesting that they would run whole countries on religion, I feel like. To me, in my mind.
Because that's really not crazy. It's what was done for the majority of history.
I know, but I'm just saying, I was raised in a country, I feel like, so absent of real deep spiritual thinking that it's weird to me. Like, I don't feel like a real true American, like, everything is not really it's ran on capitalism, from what I remember.
It kind of is. It's somewhat fake, though.
The capital, yeah.
All right, the system's all rigged from government subsidies.
Theology-wise, I mean, though, our religion, from what I
money.
Remember, is money.
100%.
Like working hard and getting a good break and being ingenuitive, engineering.
We worship
scenarios
money. We worship money here.
To get more money.
I'd say we worship money.
But I feel like we worship ingenuity as well. Like the story of Facebook, like the concept that he had those two twins.
But why is he successful?
The money.
Because he made money.
Yeah, he's got to make money with it.
So we're really just worshiping the money. Because if he had just
His
made
move
it,
is
because if
awesome,
he had made
though.
it and made no money,
nothing.
He doesn't get no props.
But the move you make, a lot of us very much worship that. Or if not worship, we respect the move. Like, have you seen The Pursuit of Happiness?
Yeah.
So the end of the movie, it's successful because he makes money, right? But a lot of us who watch that movie, it's like how he was ingenuitive with his hard work of figuring out how to make sales better.
100%, but if he didn't make the money at the end, it would
means
have been
nothing.
a failure.
It is a failure.
Yeah, I'm saying like that the money is what really matters.
For sure. But all right, how
we
about
respect the journey, though.
That intellect aspect.
But the journey's a waste if you don't succeed at the end.
Amen. Or some
It's
people
not
say
respected
not,
at
but
all.
For me, yeah.
If you tried all your life to be something and then you don't get to be it, the grind is not respected. You're now an idiot.
Unless you became something else cool, I could respect it.
Well, yeah, because then you pivoted.
Yeah.
If you didn't pivot and you try forever and never succeed, then you're just like an idiot.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, that guy was crazy. He tried to fly his entire life until he jumped off a cliff and splattered.
But then sometimes I also wonder about what is success, because I'll look at the clips that I put out on Facebook and my Facebook group, and I'll get the same amount of numbers as "Are you garbage?" And I'd be thinking in my head, what's going on here? Because they're rich and I'm poor.
I know, that's why you're not winning.
I get it.
We just don't know where, but they got something going on.
They're winning somewhere that I'm not winning.
Because they're getting money.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like,
it's not fair.
I don't know about fair, but where
is it coming from?
Yeah, like if I'm hitting metrics that other people are hitting, you know what I mean? And it's like they're making more money or they're more well known, you know what I mean? But it's like they're not, though. I'm looking at these numbers, same numbers.
I know. It's like, what's going on?
What is going on?
I wonder that all the time.
I yelled too much. I realized that in the last episode. I need to stop yelling. I always yell, and it annoyed me. I was like, oh, my voice is annoying me. I keep going.
He's Mr. Beast.
Yeah, man. I'm Mr. Beast.
Too much content. Too much content ingestion.
I know, dude. I'm trying to keep him. That kind of thing. All right. Let me look at some of these topics, dude. Jamie, go ahead and pull that up. Where did I put my phone, though? That's where it is. Oh, it's right here. What up? Hilarious.
So what was the first one you said?
Oh, there's many things, bro. There's many things. The first thing we need to bring up is Apple VR. It's what you said.
Oh, yeah. Apple said they're dropping it. And a lot of the people in Apple said it's not ready.
That's crazy, dude. And didn't you say that you have personal speculations of maybe not bankruptcy, but massive money loss?
I think they're going to lose on it for sure. I don't think our society's ready for the VR headsets yet.
Okay.
I think there's just a long way to go on it before it's something that gets, because it's expensive no matter what. Like
that's my only problem.
Because like
money.
phones are expensive, but it's something you need.
We've actually on this show featured on clips that have gotten more than Are You Garbage? Headsets that definitely look the part already that exists. They're just too pricey for me.
I mean, they're not gonna look the part until they look like them Ray-Bans you wearing.
Why? I'll wear other stuff.
Because like it's gotta like because at the price point it's gonna have to be for like almost ever.
What?
You know what I'm saying? At least $1,000. You know what I'm saying?
It's more than that. I
Way
can
more.
afford 1,000.
I'm saying even up to $1,000. Like for it to be worth people spending that, it has to be something you use like all the time. That's like ingrained in life, like a cell phone.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, so there is one that I've shown on this cast before, and it goes all the way around your head, and it basically looks like. Do you remember Data? Or the black, not Data, but the black guy from Star Trek that has like it looks like Cyclops, bro. I would rock that any day, all day. It looks cool. It's fashionable enough for the capabilities.
Sounds still a little too big.
It is a little too big.
That's the problem. But theirs is even bigger than that.
It is a little too big.
Because that was one of the problems they said that they had with the engineer. They're like, it's too big and clunky.
It's very weird because Apple prides themselves off sleek and sexy.
Well, you know, that was back in the day.
When Steve
Jobs was running it.
Because
he was
now?
I don't know, but he sucks, dude. He doesn't do any innovation. He's just a repackage and sell guy. He's just a business, like a salesman. Ooh. Like they should have put an innovator in there. Like Steve Jobs, like it's not like he was like this is like great like engineer or something. Like he was just a person manager, but at least he had like vision.
Yeah. I hear that. Yeah, I've heard that before. And you know what? I kind of like the movie they made about him. It kind of depicted that. It's not like he had these crazy ideas. He would be in a room with a bunch of smart guys and be like, what kind of crazy ideas are we going to come up with?
He just knew how to get it out of people and put it together.
He knew he had to get it. You know
kind of like Elon. Elon does a very similar thing.
That's what I hear too.
Where, you know, they have a base knowledge, obviously, and then they're just letting their people work and they know how to get everything out of them.
Yep. Just like Elon tried to get everything out of that massage therapist who was just supposed to massage him until he pulled his member out. You know, paid her off $177,000. So, shouts out to Elon.
See, she's just like me.
What?
She's just like me. I said I was going to trump stuff up to get some money.
Hey, man, if you want to say y'all the same, you can, but I wouldn't die on that hill. Ha ha! But I'm bumped. All right. Let's look at the next one, dude. The next one is... Oh, dude, this one was actually interesting because I don't know much and you know a lot. Silicon Valley Bank. What happened, bro?
Collapsed.
What?
I think like on Friday or something like that.
So it was all fake business. Fake news. It was all fake?
What do you mean it was fake?
I don't know how they collapsed.
All right, so this is essentially what happened is my understanding. So they had all of their money tied up like in treasury bonds or something.
Okay.
And I think like the bringback was only like 3%, and inflation's at like 6.5% this year. So they took massive loss on that because most of their money was in it. So inflation wiped out their gains and turned it into a loss actually by the end of the year, what they had invested in. And then they couldn't keep up on what people were trying to withdraw.
Okay.
And that's when they had to collapse. And then the feds came and took over. And now they said they'll make sure everybody gets their money. But like, it's not like people that were really in there. It was like Roku had all their money in there, which Roku had all of their money in a checking account. Like almost $500 million, 400-something million.
Is that weird?
That's super
Sounds weird to me.
Yeah, you normally have your money all spread out to make sure that you don't take a big loss.
Wow. Sketchy. Someone should look into Roku.
Super, yeah, like they need to fire whoever's running that company. He's bad. He has no idea what he's doing.
Put it all in one.
I don't know what I'm doing, and I know he doesn't know what he's doing now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not supposed to know you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Well, it's wild. There's a lot of fake. I think there might be a lot of fake business going on, you know? I don't know what other people do.
A crypto bank collapsed too.
What?
I can't remember the name of them, but they were like a crypto bank. Like they were like all of their money was in crypto and it crashed, and then everybody lost their money and shit.
So when you say Silicon Valley, does that mean like Facebook owns this? Instagram owns it?
It's an individual corporation. It started in Silicon Valley. Like it was mostly all tech startups that put money into it.
Okay, so it was funded and started by those guys, though.
I don't think it was started by them. I think it started by someone else.
Some behind the scene guy. Okay. Interesting, dude. And you said that they're gonna be bailed out?
They're fully bailed out. They said they're gonna make everybody's pockets right.
What does that mean? So the government just wrote a check, printed the money?
Yeah. Wow. Or how not I don't know if it doesn't like go to them, it goes to all the people. But like check out how corrupt this is. They gave everybody bonuses the day before it collapsed.
Okay.
All the people that worked there.
Okay.
Massive bonuses to get the money out, and then they didn't have the money to pay out.
Dang, this is dying, my bro. Sucks. Dead zone. They didn't have the money to give the people the buyouts.
No, that's why they had to collapse and go with the government. So like a bank really only like has like 10% of the money it's supposed to.
And they had way less.
Yeah, because it's all spread out. They're making moves with it.
Okay.
So if like $1 million put in, they only have 100,000 that they're dishing out to people.
But I'm saying, like, they just didn't make profits this year. That's what ended up happening.
Yeah, well, they took a loss.
Okay. And banks never take a loss. Every year they make money.
Pretty normally, they're supposed to make very safe investments because it's other people's money.
Well, what do they invest in?
Well, you don't put it all in one thing normally.
What made them bust?
That they invested in the treasury bonds.
Ooh, that's what it was?
Because inflation wiped out the money they should have made. It made it where they took a loss based on inflation.
So under normal circumstances, would that have been a very stable choice, though? Treasury bonds?
And then also, the whole economy took a hit, too.
It did it?
The stock market. So, like, they took losses there, obviously, like everybody else did. Like, everybody took losses there.
Joe Rogan didn't.
I'm sure he did in some way.
I mean, all he ever says is, like, it's crazy. He'll be like, it's crazy. When pandemic hit, 2 million more subscribers.
That's not stock. Yeah, like
he'll be like,
his show may have gone up.
2 million
but
more.
If he had money in the stock market, he'll have taken a loss.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like the whole market, like almost everything came down.
Even gas?
No, gas went up.
That's all I'm invested in personally is gas.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're but like most people like have a diverse portfolio, like if you have a 401k or something like that, you know what I'm saying?
I do. So my 401k probably took a hit.
Yeah, for sure.
Ooh. Dang it, dude. Dang it. But also then took a hit for my boss, right? Because he matches that 5.
Well, I mean, he doesn't lose any. He just matched the 5.
He's always winning.
No, he's always kind of losing because he's matching 5%.
Okay.
He's giving you an extra 5% money.
Right. Okay.
It's just a net benefit for you.
But he's not gaining anything off it.
No, besides just like giving you a benefit.
Well, then I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
It's free money.
So, dude, I want to well, you already know. I don't like to lie to the people, but I'm kind of letting everybody know. I have an interview with Light and Wonder. And I'm so excited for it, dude.
Yeah, it's hype.
Light and Wonder, dude. Ladies and gentlemen, Light and Wonder is a online gambling company.
Cha-ching!
Cha-ching. If you enjoy relaxing at home and maybe spending a few dollars online gambling, in Michigan, it's 100% legal. And you guys are allowed to get into it. If you're going to do it, Light and Wonder is the way to go. Look at me giving them a free promo. That's how much I want to work for them. I want to work for them. So the position is to be the game show host, right? So I don't really know how it works, but I've been guessing the whole time, and so far it seems to be that way. Like, I think basically it's like I go into studio same time every day, 8 in the morning, whatever it is, right? And the people that gamble at this online casino, they are, I guess they're always gambling, but maybe they're under a different host right now, right? And
yeah, if it's open 24 and you're running an 8, then they have 3 hosts a day probably.
There you go. So the other host is about to finish his shift, and I'm coming in, and I got to stand in front of a monitor, bro, at the studio, and I don't know, but I
He's
think
the gambling Willy Wonka.
I'm the gambling Willy Wonka, dude, and I really want to do it, and I
For
really
some reason,
like
I
it.
just see you wearing like a big top hat and stuff, and like having a cane,
If they give it to me,
like a really fly cane you don't need. You know what I'm saying?
they dress me like Bishop Don Magic Wand. Dude. That'd be so
No, but
funny.
I'm thinking more like crazy though. But yeah,
Okay, more crazy.
like less pimp, more abstract and fun because like you're trying to keep people stimulated.
Okay. Maybe could we take
Cha-ching.
right? Could we maybe take even some of those like those Arizona poncho, like Mexican but Indian influences? You know that kind of pattern I'm talking about?
Yeah, you could.
I could see a little bit
For
of that.
sure, you could definitely do that.
I could see a little bit of that.
That's what I'm saying. Just some I don't know what the word would be, but
Right.
You
Right.
know-
I can see it. And there probably should be dollars involved in the pattern.
oh, for sure, all over the hat.
All over the hat.
Like little ones getting bigger as it's going up in a circle around it.
I don't think people understand how happy I'd be if I get to go to work, put on a crazy hat, dude, and I get to just say, welcome to the gambling zone. I mean, I don't think people understand. I'm going to be, if I get it, if they decide to choose me, So Friday I go in to see how they said to see how I am in front of the camera. You know what I mean? What I liked about interviewing with this company is that they valued the things that I value. And that's what I thought was cool. Like, they're like, so how are you with social media? Like, how are you with making a social media strategy? What's your views like? Da-da-da-da. Oh, what's your content about? You want to entertain people? Like, stuff that
that you do.
I can't, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I was like, I just personally felt that it was the place for me. It was the place for me. And the other one that I interviewed with, I'm not going to name by name because they're so high profile, bro. They're so high profile that I'm not even going to name them. The other one that I did, I didn't hate it, but I also felt like they definitely didn't care anything about what I valued. But I fit their qualifications really well. Also, I didn't like that the two of them spoke about me. I felt almost as if like I was maybe an athlete. That's a nice way of saying it. I said it in a nice way because that's how I should frame it. Or a slave,
Well, I mean, that's how all employers look at their employees, it seems.
Little slaves.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if you read the job descriptions, it sounds real slavey.
The job descriptions for the jobs that I go for don't sound too slavey.
I think they still do.
I mean, they sound a little slavey, but
I
it's
think
like,
we just don't realize how it sounds because we're just so used to it sounding this way and being fine.
other ones are way worse. Working for like a factory sounds way worse.
Theirs are crazy.
Like when you go for a writing job, bro, it's like, do you want to affect the environment around you? Do you care about the political process? Like they say stuff that's cool, dude.
Oh,
like,
it starts with that, but then it gets down to the bottom.
You're right. It's like must be proficient at Microsoft Word, must be proficient at my Excel. You're right about that. You're right.
Work all mandatory overtime when called. Has to be on call at least one day every 30 days.
I like that though.
I was just saying it's how it's framed.
Just because of the jobs I go for.
Not that there's anything wrong with it actually, because if there's something that needs to be done for the job, then you have to agree to it. But it's just funny how it's worded.
It's true. It is true. I don't know. A lot of times I ask too. Like they wait till they got you on the phone. They're like, "Well, what about weekends? Is that a problem?"
Oh,
They do that kind of
yeah,
thing?
yeah. I meant just the listings.
Can I hit that again?
Yeah.
All right. I'm about to look at this again. Let's see here, dude. So Silicon Valley Bank, bankrupt, in the deficit, bailed out. Interesting. So they don't have any subsidies and stuff from the government? Or did they already have all that stuff set up and they still were so in the red?
Well, no. So like normally, they insure everything up to a $250K. That's what like the government has the insurance on it.
That seems like nothing. But okay.
Well, I mean, you're not supposed to have that much money in a bank. But so like they were going to do that, but the bailout is they're going to insure everything.
What if you have $1 billion cash? You're not supposed to put it in the bank?
No, you're supposed to have it spread out.
In different banks?
Different banks, stocks, assets.
Those things can
You're
just
not
plummet at any time.
That's
though.
terrible to just hold on to that type of money. Like rich people don't do that because first off, it's bad for the economy. Like all their money's flowing through the economy. It's put right back into it.
So when Walter White was holding on to $80 million, that was bad for the economy?
Yeah, he's a dick. Do something with it. But he did. He bought a car wash. You know what I'm saying? So he was doing stuff with it.
He was helping the community.
You know, like it's a good thing for the economy when somebody buys a yacht. A lot of money is made through that for lots of people.
Would you own a yacht?
Yeah, just to put in my swimming pool, though.
Because the swimming pool at your house is too cliche?
Well, I just don't swim, but I'd sit on a yacht in a swimming pool.
But not swimming.
I'm probably not going to go as much swimming now.
Would you make it a lap pool, though?
Huh?
Would you make it a lap pool, like an Olympic
It'd have to be a
lap pool?
big-ass pool to fit my yacht in it.
Well, what if it's a little yacht?
It's not a little. There's no such thing as a little yacht.
There are definitely smaller yachts.
Smaller yachts, yes. That's not a small boat.
If I bought a small yacht, I would name it Little Yachty.
Little yachty.
All right, so let's move on to the next one. I wanted to watch this Sam Harris, Lex Friedman clip, dude, because I never listened to Sam before, and well, I'm not gonna pass judgment. You know, I'm not gonna be a judgment passer right off rip. Let me listen to what he says.
Which one is it?
See, this is where I always mess up, dude, because I only know until you play it, and it will say part 1. That's part 4.
The loss of trust.
Oh, not that one. That wasn't the one. That's 3. Oh, not it. Oh, maybe I didn't even send it to you, dude. Maybe we didn't get it. Dang, I don't think we got it. Number 2? Huh?
Which one we clicking?
The 2 would be the most one to start with.
You know, both about the loss of trust in our institutions and the fact that trust has eroded for good reason, right? That they have become less trustworthy. I think, you know, they've become infected by, you know, political ideologies that are not truth tracking. I mean, I worry about all of that. But I just think we need institutions. We need to rebuild them. We need experts who are real experts. We need to
Like
value
Fauci.
expertise over, you know, amateurish speculation and conspiracy thinking and just, you know, and bullshit.
What kind of amateur speculation we're doing on this very podcast?
I'm usually alert to the moments where I'm just guessing or where I actually feel like I'm talking from within my wheelhouse. And I try to telegraph that a fair amount with people. So, yeah, I mean, but it's not, it's different. Like, I mean, you can invite someone onto your podcast who's an expert about something that you're not an expert about. And then you in the process of getting more informed yourself, your audience is getting more informed. So you're asking smart questions and you might be pushing back at the margins, but you know that when push comes to shove on that topic, you really don't have a basis to have a strong opinion. And if you were going to form a strong opinion that was this counter to the expert you have in front of you, it's going to be by deference to some other expert who you've brought in or who you've heard about or whose work you've read or whatever. But there's a paradox to how we value authority in science that most people don't understand. And I think we should at some point unravel that because it's the basis for a lot of public confusion. And frankly, it's the basis for a lot of, you know, criticism I've received on these topics where it's, you know, people think that I'm
See, and that's really my big issue is we cannot trust the experts of the establishment.
So I got multiple things on it. So he was saying like the authority in science. That's not how science works. Science is like when we figure new stuff out, we change everything, and anybody can figure it out.
Because anyone has access to run the scientific method.
Well, it's just like yeah. The scientific method, you know, is about trying to disprove what we already think practically.
But we do have authorities, or we used to. And the issue is like, I don't know. I guess it's an old issue.
So like
but
my definition of an expert would be somebody that has put 10,000 hours in
if they're not
to whatever the
co-opted.
craft is. Whatever the craft is, if you put in 10,000 hours, you're going to know a lot about whatever it is you do.
But here's the issue that we live in right now. There's dissenters. You can be bought. Maybe you're an expert and you do have all the knowledge, but you will lie to your community in order to push a narrative.
There's always that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, it's always
you can't
been around,
take that out. There's always corruption where there's money.
But can't you take it out by making the presenters of the information the actual scientists who ran the tests? Like, you know, when they put the PCR guy?
This is the problem with a lot of that. Like, a lot of the times, those guys aren't good at that part.
Think about when they put the PCR guy in front of Congress. Have you ever watched that video? The guy who actually like made the mRNA vaccine.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think that's very compelling. Like, I think do that.
Yeah, like that's another thing I'm big on. Like, I'm big on like somebody that has a lot of value to me is somebody that did something, not someone that just studied things.
Well, isn't that the real expert? The people like him? Like, oh, you mean because of his invention?
Like if you are part of building something, it means way more to me in that field than somebody who's just like learned it.
Right. I just think that taking those experts, like you said, that are not good at conveying the information, putting them up on a committee where kind of like the Congress or whatever, where they're forced simple questions and they answer in really compelling ways. I think that's like that's what I think he's saying that should happen, right? But when he says it so simple, like we need to have a base of.
Well, I don't trust the government either.
I know.
So they can't be in control of it, or I don't trust it.
That is another issue. But he's not really saying that. He's just, there is a whole breakdown of the American society right now of how we do not trust basically anything.
We shouldn't.
I understand that. But his point is still relevant that it's causing the breakdown. We need to find some type of method
I disagree. I think what caused the breakdown is us getting the internet and figuring out that everybody was lying to us and manipulating us.
Same thing.
So I think everything needs to break down so it can be rebuilt correctly.
Oh. You're one of those.
Just naturally, though.
It's rough, though, dude.
Like, if something's good, it will withstand things. That's the point of capitalism. That's the system we live in.
I know, dude, but I'm saying to let it all completely fall down, there's a lot of death, murder, and war.
No, like, for example, like regular cable TV is dying. The whole industry is slowly dying off. It's going to just eventually just disappear. No one's going to die from it. People will lose jobs.
I'm saying
but that's just the nature of capitalism.
It's like when there is a real viral contagion that's going around the planet, and this time people go, oh, we don't do lockdowns. You know what I mean? There's no way for us to vet an actual belief of things that could save us, not save us, help us, not help us. And he's saying that is what's going to destroy America.
Well, because the last time they lied to us about everything.
I know you keep bringing up why it's breaking down, but what I'm saying is, how do we fix it? And I think that's what he's claiming. We need
new people in power,
new experts.
Yeah, we can't trust the ones that lied to us ever again.
We need
when you lose trust, especially in a political spot, you can't regain trust.
So you're saying all these experts who lied,
like Fauci has to be done,
gone.
Like Pelosi's slowly disappeared.
You're saying she needs to be put out.
She already has been slowly disappearing. She's not she's moving away.
I don't know.
Little by little.
I saw the video of her husband getting hit in the head with a hammer, though.
Yeah, because they got put up on blast, and people are mad.
I guess, man. Yeah, that's pretty rough, dude. I don't know. Put on blast.
They got put on blast of all the shady stuff they've been doing.
I mean, you sound like the World Star Hip Hop version of the scenario, but yeah, put on blast, yeah.
That is what happened.
I mean, you're very true, but I think some people might also say, like, he was attacked by a misinformed lunatic.
I mean, we don't need to frame it in some politically correct terms to make the person sound any worse or better. Like, it was a crazy person, obviously, right? But there's a reason.
Or was it?
He's crazy if you don't even know this dude really, and it's over like some political stuff, and you're like going to violence,
right?
You're a crazy person, and I don't care which side you're on. You're a crazy person if you're doing that.
Right.
And he probably was, but he's probably mad at him about that, some political things.
It's interesting how he waited all the way until the cops were in the house or I don't know if he'd thought about all this, but he didn't do any violence until the cops were there, and then he with full fury swung Thor's hammer at his skull.
Makes perfect sense, actually.
Do you think it was deliberate, though, for us to get the body cam or what?
No, possibly. Like, you could go down that route. You can't discredit it, but at the same time, it could be like
you're right.
High pressure situation. He didn't realize what he's getting into, and then he's just like, I'm just gonna hit this dude in the head, like fight or flight reflex, and he went with fight. You know, cornered animal in a cornered.
It's interesting in the video. It's funny because Mr. Pelosi drink in one hand.
I know.
It's like, dude. I don't know. I guess, but I've seen old suburban white people be acting that way, bro.
And I know because they just don't even think nothing can happen.
They just don't know. Yeah, they don't know. They don't know.
I feel like he's like, oh, cops are here. It's resolved.
It's like when you see a video of a Karen that's like, get out of here. And then she starts running towards someone and like the guy steps back and she falls and busts her face.
Yeah.
Like you don't even know your own body.
I know. It's insane.
It's crazy.
People are like delusional now.
He went, give me that hammer.
So many
with one
people.
hand.
So many people are delusional.
But that guy wasn't delusional when it came to making fat stackaroos. All right, let's play the next clip, dude. Booyah! Always yelling. Stop yelling. You don't need to yell. You can hit him with that Barry White.
Is where lying, I think, is necessary. It's kind of on a continuum of self-defense and violence. So it's like if you're going to, if the Nazis come to your door and ask you if you've got Anne Frank in the attic, I think it's okay to lie to them. But Trump, arguably there's never been a person that anyone could name in human history who's lied with that kind of velocity.
What? How can you make that decision?
He was
insane.
Just a blizzard of lies, great and small, to pointless and effective, but it's just it says something fairly alarming about our society that a person of that character got promoted. And so yes, I have compassion and concern for half of the society who didn't see it that way, and that's going to sound elitist and smug or something for anyone who's on that side listening to me, but it's genuine. I mean, I understand that, like I barely have I'm like one of the luckiest people in the world, and I barely have the bandwidth to pay attention to half the things I should pay attention to in order to have an opinion about half the things we're going to talk about, right? So how much less bandwidth is somebody who's working two jobs, or, a single mom who's raising, multiple kids, even a single kid. It's unimaginable to me that people have the bandwidth to really track this stuff. And so then they jump on social media and they get inundated by misinformation, and they see what their favorite influencer just said. And now they're worried about vaccines, and it's just,
which they should be.
We're living in an environment where the information space has become so corrupted. And we've built machines to further corrupt it.
Pro-vax, get vaccinated.
Oh, you have yours?
So it's just really funny, though, because, it's funny to me that a man so brilliant, theoretically, would not be cognitively aware that when he says, I couldn't imagine just being a mother who's a single mom and has to take care of a kid or even just one kid, you're a dad, so you can't imagine having kids, right?
Yep.
And your whole job, right, is to go online and write stuff for people to read. It's how you make every one of your dollars that are in your bank account. So how can you not imagine being her? She just wants to do what you're doing, literally, right? Do you not realize that? Like, every person who writes a tweet, everyone who writes a thoughtful tweet,
yeah,
they would welcome with open arms
to be
1 million viewers, tweets, retweets, right?
Yeah, for sure.
From the one who writes it, who works at Burger King, to all of them. So how can he act as if they're different than him? He is them. He is them. He literally is them. And then he says, and then he goes, and then they see what their favorite influencer says. So that literally is what you are. Now we're talking what you literally are right now. These are the aspects that I don't like about Sam Harris. This is what was bothering me about him. Is he faking it or is he retarded?
No, he's got that mind frame that, like, your education level raises you in society.
I mean, I guess it does because of how much money you have, but
But it doesn't necessarily
not with your
make you
thought
make more money.
process.
No. Because he's also saying these people are like too stupid.
But that shows to me your lack of intelligence to not see that there's people in this world that make you look stupid.
Of course. There's
But-
always someone.
Oh, an intelligent person would think that, but he doesn't think that, obviously. And that's what I'm
No.
saying. What's going on? And it makes me wonder, is he intentionally doing this? Is it like a play, a dissent? Or is he an idiot?
He's an idiot.
That's well-read?
I think he's a well-read idiot.
Because that's a real thing, bro. There's people that think, like, the way you process information and then how you can utilize it in your life is way different than being able to, like, hold on to large volumes of certain information about certain subjects, which is a lot of college things are. You know what I mean? Like,
Did you know there's an IQ requirement for the military?
no. Is it high?
No, it's not that high, but it's like 80 something.
Well, I think 80 is really
80,
low.
83, yeah, it's pretty low.
That's low.
But they're like below that, you can't do the job.
Well, that's good.
They're like, you're too dumb.
So it's funny because a lot of the applications that I had to fill out for like the social media, whatever, there's tons of stuff. It's like it gives you an IQ test, dude. It's really weird. I think it's an IQ test. It's something like that, dude. So it'll be like 1, 1, 2. And they'll be like 2, 2, 3. And then another pattern, right? And then it'll give you multiple choice. And then if you click the wrong one, it'll go red. If it's the right one, it'll go green. And it just continues to increase in difficulties of patterns. Like
Yeah.
A122, A1, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've done those.
Yeah, dude. And I think that's funny because, like, those jobs are doing the same thing, right? They're doing an IQ test on me.
Very simple.
A little one.
It's really not an IQ test. It's testing one piece of your brain.
My ability to recognize patterns?
Whatever it is. I don't know what that's called. It'll be something specific, but it's something they want for the job.
Like a
there's
medulla
all
oblongata.
Because there's all different ones.
You mean an actual piece in my brain?
Yeah, like something that relates to the job function. That's why they're asking it.
Like he's a frontal lobe cortex person, and that's what we need for this thing.
Yeah, like because there's like just a straight up math one. You know, there's all sorts of ones.
That math one would have ripped me up. For some reason, that pattern one, I literally got only one wrong.
I'm pretty good at the patterns.
The patterns are the easiest to me. I just see it. Like, I don't even got to really...
Sometimes they get
think.
really hard, though.
Oh, yeah. They do.
You're like, whoa, what the heck?
Yeah.
117, 34, 109, 4, -3.
Yeah, when it keeps jumping back between the primes and the evens, when it comes to, like, the pattern being of, like, a plus and then a negative, that's when it gets really hard to me. And I'm like, where am I coming next? Because they're trying to trick you that way. They're trying to make you think it's the plus when really it's the negative of, like, the prime numbers. And you have to know it's 32 rather than... It is 48 if it would have been the... What's not prime? What's not prime? There's odd and even, but what's a prime? There's prime and... I don't know.
Prime is when, like... I think...
Isn't prime like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12?
No.
The even numbers?
No, that's even.
Oh.
Prime is like numbers... Man, I can't believe I can't remember what a prime number is. I feel like it's numbers you can't... Something to do with multiplying or divide into.
I didn't mean prime then. I meant odds and evens. When it's like going back between the odds and evens. That is... And then you're right is what I'm saying on the number.
Yeah.
But you need to be on the evens. That's when it's tricky. Anyways, let's go to the next clip. So the next clip is actually for the new Joe Rogan Experience.
When we went to
podcast.
Canada for the first time, you're not allowed to bring drugs into Canada, obviously.
Did you bring drugs into Canada?
I brought a little bit of drugs into Canada.
What'd you bring?
Just weed, a one-hitter. I brought a glass one-hitter.
Where was it?
I had it with me because it was the first time on a tour bus.
Did they have a dog?
No, so I said, what I'm going to do, Leanne was with me, so was Jesus Trejo, and I said, it's my first time on a tour bus. I'm going to have a cocktail, I'm going to smoke this one-hitter, I'm going to enjoy the tour bus.
Always drunk.
All of a sudden, the doors open, and they're like, we're at Borders, and I hadn't hit my one-hitter, so I fucking panicked. I run back to the bathroom. It's a brand new tour bus. I've never been on a tour bus. I don't know how lights work. I don't know how anything works. I just know I got to clean out this one-hitter.
You got to clean it out by smoking weed while you're at the border?
I got to empty it and throw it in the garbage. I got to get rid of it. I got to flush it.
Right.
drop the glass one hitter, it shatters.
Okay.
I scramble. I can't figure out how to get lights on. I get the weed. I put it in the toilet. I fucking literally doors are opening, and they're like, "Hey, Border Patrol, we're here to search the bus." I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." The one thing Leanne said was, "Do not bring drugs into fucking Canada." So we go into the holding thing, and we're there for like an hour and a half at 2 in the fucking morning. An hour and a half we're waiting, and I'm like, I'm fucking busted. And the guy comes in and he goes, "You guys are all good." And I was like, oh, thank God. So as we're walking to the bus, I'm still a little buzzed, and I'm feeling loose. And I go, "Hey, man, just out of curiosity, what would have happened if we had brought drugs into Canada?" And he goes, "You mean hypothetically, like say someone had a glass one hitter in their bathroom, shattered it, tried to throw it in the toilet, and didn't flush it?" And immediately everyone looks at me, and I'm like, "Yeah, like that." And he go, "I'd say it's an honor meeting the machine. Enjoy your tour in Canada." I went, and Leanne got on the bus. She goes, "You fucking cocksucker! You brought drugs." I was like, "Yeah, I brought drugs.
Little bit of drugs.
Little bit of drugs."
Man, to be rich and famous.
Yep. Famous privilege.
God. Just do whatever you want, dude.
Yep. It's so nice, isn't it?
He was like, I got really paranoid because, I could go to jail. And then once I felt no paranoia, he's like, then I was all loose and stuff. And I was like, "Hey, copper."
I started fucking with him, asking about it.
He's like, hey, policeman. Hey, what if there was a bunch of drugs on here? What if there was some drugs? Like, who does that? That's so stupid.
Drunk people.
The machine. Oh, drunk people. Yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah, lots of drunks would do it. The officer.
Hey there, man. Since I evaded your arrest and stuff, let me ask you a question.
That's somebody to use the right terms and stuff. Since I've completely beat the case, let me ask you some things.
Remember when I walked that line perfectly? It's a trick. Let me tell you. Let me show you. Anybody can do it anytime.
That's so funny. That's so funny. He's like, I stay wasted, dude. It's so funny, dude. Oh, yeah, man. That is so cool. That whole episode, I was skipping through. I was looking at clips. I was looking at stuff. It just looks like they're just loving on each other, the whole thing. They're like, "Bert, you're so good at doing comedy now. And I told you to start doing it. And now look at all the money in your bank account." And then it's Bert like this. "Let me tell you one thing. You told me to start doing it. And now I'm making so much money in my bank account.
And I did it.
I've been doing it the whole time. I did it all the time." That's how he is, man. The whole episode was just suck. We're so great. We're so great. It's rough, bro. I'm not a big fan of that. I like self-deprivation.
I like just when he brings the smart people on.
That's it for you?
That's my favorite.
I like Parks, Protect Our Parks.
They're all cool to listen to.
Protect Our Parks, they're all retarded.
I mean, he has to bring someone really bad on for me to not listen to it, like that bad guy.
Do you think we're past the 15 minutes?
For sure.
Really?
Yeah.
I can never tell.
We're 100% past 15 minutes.
So I didn't want to tell you this, dude, because listen, that's not true. I would tell you everything. But so I don't want to change though. But I guess YouTube has now changed their profanity policy. And I watched it. Their actual YouTube guy, right? It's actually really funny how they did the clip, dude. It's like so YouTube is now going to allow you to monetize videos that don't swear for only the first 15 seconds. But I don't want to test it.
Oh, just 15 seconds?
Dude, I don't want to test it.
Well, I mean, we're already past it, so it doesn't even matter.
I'm just saying I kind of like the 15-minute rule. Nobody's going to want to do it. I knew it. And I had to tell because I can't fucking not tell.
It's hard not to swear.
But, dude, we've been doing it, though, and I like it.
Well, normally we actually slip up every time.
I didn't slip at all. I've been getting greater and greater at it.
I started off with it.
I know. But not me. I've been getting good at it. I guess, also, why do I have to care? I can always abide by the 15-minute rule.
For sure. If you think it matters.
I like it. And because there's other stuff attached to it. Because he was like, so that's what they say at the beginning, but it's funny. They were humorous with it. He's like, so then you can, all right, I'm not a curse. I'm trying to cut down on curses, but I'm going to say it for reference of the video, just like if someone says the N-word and they actually say the N-word because it was said. So he's like, so you don't have to fucking worry anymore. You could say fucking words however you want. Whatever the fuck you want. Whenever you fucking want to say it. It was such a funny video, dude. He's like, don't even worry about bleeping these profanities anymore. That bullshit is done. It was so funny. I thought that was cool how YouTube used humor.
That's good. I like that.
But also, they said, so like, as long as you don't repetitively use curse words. That's what he said. So there is a line still.
Of course, they always want to so that they can pull it if they don't want it like it.
It's a blurry line.
They always are going to do that. They do that on purpose.
So what is that? What do you think it all means, bro? I bet that means if we don't swear in the first 15, that it probably raises the SEO and raises like the visibility and stuff, bro.
Maybe.
I bet, bro.
I don't know. You'd have to look into it.
I don't know, but it was an update that just happened.
That's cool.
So I wonder, I bet, you know what I bet motivated that is like stuff like this. Like stuff that they don't do that on Spotify. Bert on Spotify, how Bert, like, or not necessarily Bert, but two bears, one cave.
About Cocaine Bear.
No, that is a movie. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
I was just thinking about it because you said bear.
Yeah, they did a great job with advertising, didn't they?
I mean, who's not interested in Cocaine Bear?
I never saw it. I don't want to see it. It sounds stupid.
It's real. It really happened.
Cool.
It's based on a true story.
It's 23 grams of coke.
In a bear.
Who cares?
I do.
It doesn't sound interesting to me in any way.
What if he figures out how to cook it in a free base?
It's not what happens.
Don't tell me the ending, bro.
Okay. But if I did, you would realize.
I'm sure the bear probably just dies.
Exactly. But you know what's funny? I'll give you one thing, though. The marketing was genius. What they just did is what every new movie needs to do. What they just did is what I want to do. Like, what I'm trying to say is Cocaine Bear advertised on every single podcast, every single Spotify playlist I listen to. Cocaine Bear advertised on TV. I remember I was at the gym. I saw their commercial. They did the way you have to do it now.
They did, but on top of that, it was Cocaine Bear. So, like, it was just guaranteed to just draw eyes.
Yeah, it's kind of like the New Age Pineapple Express, but it wasn't a funny movie. It wasn't a movie like that, and that's what made me not like it.
No, but it's such a ridiculous name, and they get away with it because it's based on a true story. That's why, like, any criticism of, like, this is just ridiculous. It's like, but it's real.
It wasn't enough Coke for me. If it was tons of Coke in that bear.
23 grams of Coke? That's a lot in a bear.
Niggas sell 23 grams of Coke in half a day. That ain't nothing. That is not a movie-worthy amount of cocaine.
It is if it was somebody that doesn't do cocaine.
I don't care about that.
It would kill someone.
Bro, it's not. I don't know. Just not for me, I guess.
That's like a person eating like 10 grams.
When I go to see a drug movie, it's about
No. This is not a drug movie.
But that's only talked about it in that manner, and that's what sucks.
No, it's a bear movie, bro.
This is crazy. Yo, I've never gone to see a bear movie in my life. I'd never go to see a bear movie, bro. There's no bear movies for me.
I would check definitely a movie out where bears are like eating people, ripping them apart, like a horror movie that's a bear movie.
Okay, obviously you're going to create a scenario where I could see a movie about bears.
Well, that's what I kind of thought this was.
I do not care about a bear ODing on coke.
I think it attacks people and stuff.
I think that it like is not what it's about. What it said on Rotten Tomatoes is that it's about like them trying to transport this bear across like Canadian lines, and it ends up accidentally eating the stashed cocaine. And now it's about the antics of getting this bear to survive and make it over the border. It's not that.
Why does it need to survive?
I think it was like a circus bear. Like it's supposed to be that type of bear.
It's not as cool. I thought it was a bear attacking people.
I think it might attack a few people on the way.
If it's gruesome enough, I'd be in.
It's not like that. It's like an ironic comedic story.
Lame.
It is lame. But do you remember how cool the commercial was?
No, I don't even remember the commercial.
Oh, it went, hey, I'm Cocaine Bear.
Like
he was a person.
I remember reading about it before like it even like was popular coming out, like before the advertising.
The advertisement gave him a voice. Like he had a voice.
That's kind of cool.
I think they might do it in the movie too, like where that gives it like a perspective
hey,
from
what's
that
up,
guy.
Bro?
Like I was Cocaine Bear. I didn't know how much coke I was about to eat. Like that kind of thing. It's okay.
It's all right.
I don't know. I'm not seeing it. You know how much money it made? $22 million.
It's not good.
Woo! It's a lot for an independent film, though. And that's what they did. They pushed it themselves. I'm proud of Cocaine Bear.
They did great on the marketing.
The marketing was sick, dude. All right. What's the next one, bro? Tell me what you learned about flat Earth.
Flat Earth.
Tell me about
All right,
flat
so I was watching a
Earth.
video where some guy was asking some flat earther.
Okay.
And he was like, for some reason, everybody seems to say they were like the flat earthers think we're like a disc floating in space.
Right.
He's like, that's not what we think. We think that we're like an island surrounded by ice, and then outside the ice is more land.
More land.
All right, so if that is the truth, what is that land? And what is its shape? Is it flat?
I don't know. I've never heard anything past that part because they don't have anything to even support what the land is besides like a map. Like there's the world map. I don't know if you've seen that where it's like it shows Earth and then it's surrounded by like ice walls and then outside of it is more land. And they are like, it's like one of the things are like, it's a clue or something. I don't know. Then they also say we'll never know because of the way that they block us with Antarctica or whatever, which is true. They have no reason why for that.
I know. There's something sketchy going on there.
But we don't know what
we just don't know yet what the sketch is. We know it's something sketchy.
Have you seen some of those photos, though, of those giant holes there?
Yeah,
and stuff?
that's what I want to know what's going on. Like, I guess it's possible it could just be from, like, a crater, I guess. But, like,
A crater hit our Earth and did it?
I mean, that happens all the time.
Hits our Earth all day, every day?
No, not all the time like that, like in the scope of Earth.
Yeah, but it's so those circles are so perfect, bro, of ice chunk.
But what if it was like, you know, a giant crater that's way bigger than what you're seeing there from being impacted, but it's really old?
Thousands of years. Oh, and then it froze.
Yeah, then it's just froze over.
Oh, that would make sense.
So there's that possibility, but they don't say it's that. Like, what is it?
They just say we don't know.
They just don't tell us.
Yeah.
That's what makes it sketchy, and like probably not that.
And if you watch any of the videos of people like racing towards the like whatever's considered the legal Atlantic border or whatever,
Yeah,
like
they pulled up.
heavy, guns drawn.
That's what I'm saying. So there's hiding something important.
Now, do you know that there are historic accounts of travelers from the 1920s, though, that said they did go to the Antarctic?
Yeah, didn't they say some wild stuff?
Yeah, they said stuff that doesn't make sense. Like that there's people that are 10 feet tall and that they're humanoid.
I mean, that could be true. That's the Anunnaki, man.
Ooh, it does. And that's why it's like when I say it doesn't make sense, I mean, there's no biological evidence. But what I mean is like, it is weird how we have these old stories of these people that seem the same. It's weird.
The similarities in the stories across cultures and different like areas is what gets really weird.
You know, there is Smithsonian records of giant human bones. It's completely supported. It's completely real. There is no bones to be shown, though.
Yeah, because they always like destroy them and stuff.
So when we found these specific bones was of the Victorian times. And of that, I don't think they always destroy that stuff now. But of that time, I guess we were like, there was
I
like
watched the thing on, all right, it was in Ancient Aliens, but
What?
they went to Italy, and apparently they find them all the time, and the church destroys them.
Oh, then that would make sense. The church destroys them. Okay. Because I was just about to say, it was at that time, like, our science was still, like, mixed with religion. Like, we thought that we were, like, the highest of God's creation. So to find a taller, stronger, bigger
It's blasphemy.
human. Yeah. It's against the church.
But it doesn't even make sense because there's literally stories of giants in the Bible.
Yeah, the Nephilim. They're called Nephilim, dude. But I guess those are, so yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't get it. Yeah, they're called Nephilim. And then also I hear Sam Tripoli when I watch his podcast, Conspiracy Social Club, shouts out, or Tinfoil Hat. What does he call them? They call them something different. But they talk about like this old black nobility and that like everything's ran from these bloodlines. They're not giants anymore, but they're descendants of these giants. And
Sounds fake.
Tartarians.
Sounds fake.
Yeah, it could be. Who knows? To me, though, it actually all sounds the same. I don't know which story is right, but I think they're all talking about the same people.
Why are they still giants?
Huh.
Why aren't they still giants?
I don't think that you would still be giant because you're a descendant of giant people. You might be like a basketball player height. You might be like something like that. They're like Bjorn Halfthor. Those people. They're technically
that guy's a Viking.
They're not.
If you guys are interested in increasing the dopamine in your brain, right, for an affordable cost, why don't you make sure that you get it from Kratom Spot? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. KratomSpot.com is the most affordable place to get your Kratom. If you're interested in utilizing Kratom, right, and if you don't use it now, don't start using it. We're not promoting that. But if you like to go to a gas station and waste your money, spend extra bucks, quit doing that and go online and go to KratomSpot.com. All right? Use Kratom Spot.
Giants under any technical standpoint.
But he's a giant because of his genetics.
What I'm trying to say is he's not a giant technically under our standards of what a giant is.
Well, our standards of a giant, because there is giantism, is if your pituitary is irregularly pumping.
I'm saying he's not of that standard.
But that's not what we're talking about in either of these situations.
He's not even of the height of a giant, though. They could just consider him of the height of like a basketball player. He's not even 7 foot tall.
I was saying there is no giant.
Exactly.
Unless you have giantism, which is a thing.
But the bone structures that they theoretically find in the past are of people with bigger brains. So it's not that they're just like him. But what I'm trying to say is Sam Tripoli in his story might be fake. People like Bjorn Halfthor are descendants of the Tartarians, is what they call it, which were giant humans.
The Vikings?
No, the Vikings would still just be humans. Tartarians
but
would be...
That's why he's giant, because Vikings were giant.
Yeah, in his theory, Vikings are giant because of Tartarians. And those are the skulls that we find now of the Italian giants, and then they hide it.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I have no clue.
I feel like if you were a different race, your DNA would look way different, like even at the microscopic level that we look at DNA.
We wouldn't know because we never get to analyze these bones of the giants. We don't know what their DNAs are.
The people that should be the descendants should have this weird DNA.
Oh, you're saying if they were of those giants?
Yes, they should have different things in their DNA.
It's based off of the regional findings. So that part I'm not super privy with, and I'm going to say that like Sam Harris did. I like that. I'm going to take that from him. But I'm saying, like, if you watch the whole episode of Tinfoil Hat, they would be like, these Tartarians, where we find the scribes of where they say they're from, it's the same place where the bones are found. And that's why they make these specific connections.
It sounded real tinfoil hatty.
I don't know. No
I just need a little more.
Yeah. Like I said, you'd have to watch.
You know, like at least like the 9/11 conspiracy, they got all sorts of like circumstantial evidence.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you something wild. I was watching a tinfoil because I don't discount that tinfoil hat show, and here's why. I watched that whole Tartarian episode, and at the end of it, they said something that sounded so crazy to me that I literally audibly laughed. And they said that every mountain and every mountainous structure you see is actually an old built like structure.
No, there's some crazy
of Tartarian buildings. I laughed. I literally laughed out loud. Then today, when I watched that Flagrant 2 episode with the expert of the pyramids, so he's a complete like Egyptologist expert, but I think he does subscribe to the Younger Dryas theory, so not the mainstream. But I think he's probably more real because I like the Younger Dryas theory personally. But during that, they actually broke down that from the pyramids of Göbekli Tekli or something like that, that when you look at them, they just look like mountains.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't make every mountain a freaking building. No. That's craziness.
Not at all. Not every mountain.
Like a whole bunch of mountains are freaking volcanoes. I know there ain't a building in there.
Well, I don't know. But what I am saying is...
I don't know. Where would the building go? It's full of lava.
Maybe it was a nuclear reactor of the past that turned into what it is now. Now it creates molten lava.
That's some crazy
I don't know.
stuff.
I have no clue. Bro, what I'm trying to say, though, is that I was taken back because I didn't know that there are many things that do look like mountains that are really old temple structures.
There
real.
are
That's real.
ones in China. They have a bunch of them. They're pyramids. They're just covered in grass.
They
say they're not.
purpose
They say they're not pyramids though, but
because in China, I guess they've grown over it on purpose.
yeah, they're pretending they're mountains, but
isn't that interesting though? Because that does mean that there might be mountain. It was just shocking for me. Because for me, I didn't know that 90% of the pyramids in Egypt have not been explored, and most of them look like those mountains. They haven't even been excavated or anything. I didn't know that crap.
Why.
Huh?
I know, and it's like why.
I don't know why, bro, but I would have walked past it and said, that's a freaking little sand mountain.
Yeah.
And that's just, I like when those moments happen, though, where I'm just like, oh, you're so right.
And that
You're
right
so out
there,
of field.
that right there is why we can't be trusting experts all the time. Because what are they doing?
You're right. That Tartarian weirdo said something that not completely true, but a lot of it, there's some truth to it. And I didn't think he would have any truth.
Because like that's a great subject of like where we have issues is like history with the experts.
That's the problem.
They suck.
And they lie. Even if they're good,
lie.
they'll lie.
They lie.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And that's really the issue. And that's why we need to implement AI with more human, like, public service, I think. You know? Even though I don't think people want to hear that. I don't have a problem with AI, dude. When
I like it. I'm all about it.
Like, just of recent, I've gained the ability to write SEO rich enough, like, what's it called? Descriptions where I don't need it. But before that, dude, I had to use GPT, like, on my computer to write my descriptions and then, like, rewrite it, you know, to, like, make it better.
Yeah.
Until I knew why it was doing it. Do you know what I'm saying? So, I like AI.
It's the best.
I just think they need to keep making it to work with us, not for us. We should be working together.
I want both.
I want it to be a part of my brain, bro, and we're literally linked, and it's like me and it trying to figure out stuff for me to have a better experience in life.
Neuralink.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. I wish you would sponsor this podcast so bad, bro.
That'd be dope.
Dude, have you made any new music? You want to shout? You want to plug any of your new music stuff?
I mean, I haven't made anything new, but you can find all my stuff at OZ100.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Anywhere.
Yep.
You're saying if they want to go to Truth Social, what do they type in?
I don't have Truth Social. All right. All of the main ones, you know, the ones that have a button on most websites.
Instagram?
Yep.
Facebook?
Yep.
Twitter?
Yep.
Woo! OZ100 in the house. That's the end of the episode. Wrap it up.